Chương trình này được bảo trợ bởi
Family Joy, tổ ấm y tế của mọi gia đình, 714 898 0765.
Kính chào quý vị khán giả đang xem chương trình Kết nối cộng đồng trên đài Little Sài Gòn TV. Có lẽ là quý vị thấy cái quang cảnh ngày hôm nay hơi khác biệt đúng không ạ? Dạ thưa quý vị, Tina đang ở tại Viện Bảo tàng BOWERS, là một viện bảo tàng rất là nổi tiếng ở trong quận Cam và được giành rất là nhiều giải thưởng về những triển lãm của họ cũng như những cái công việc bảo tồn mà công việc mà bảo tàng museum đã làm, bảo tàng BOWERS Museum đã làm. Và trong chương trình ngày hôm nay, lý do mà chúng tôi mời quý vị đến đây và chúng tôi quay hình ở tại đây là bởi vì họ có một cái bộ sưu tập rất đặc biệt. Có lẽ là quý vị đã nghe nhiều về những cái lính đất nung từ nhiều thời đại trước. Chúng ta thường nghe nhiều về lính đất nung mà được chôn theo lăng mộ của Tần Thủy Hoàng đúng không ạ? Nhưng mà cái đặc biệt, cái triển lãm ở tại Viện Bảo tàng BOWERS ở đây cũng là lính đất nung. Nhưng những cái lính đất nung này còn trước cả thời của vua Tần Thủy Hoàng nữa thưa quý vị. Chính vì vậy mà rất đặc biệt, và chúng tôi cũng xin giới thiệu ông Jason O'Hara là tiến sĩ, cũng là chủ tịch của Viện Bảo tàng BOWERS Museum. Ông sẽ cùng trò chuyện với chúng ta để chia sẻ thêm về bộ sưu tập đặc biệt của Bảo tàng BOWERS. Hi Sean, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Would you like to say something to the audience, the viewers?
Yes, well, I just want to say that we are the museum for the community, and we are very excited to invite everyone to come to see this great exhibition.
Yeah, so about this particular exhibition, can you tell me what were the challenge to bring this exhibition to BOWERS?
Oh, well, one thing is that we didn't have a lot of time to put this exhibition. Most of the time, exhibitions take 3 to 5 years, but in this situation, we had less than a year and a half. So we had to travel, and then also we had to work with the Chinese bureaucracy. It's fair to say that China invented government bureaucracy over 2,000 years ago, which is part of what this exhibition's about. And so we had to work with officials and museum representatives. The other thing is that what's different about this exhibition is that we're putting together collections of multiple museums. So if you were to visit China and see the exhibitions, you would only go to one museum and see the collection of one museum. So here we're bringing in 5 or 6 museum collections together, and that's an incredible opportunity for our visitors.
Wow, that sounds amazing, and I can see that having these artifacts it means a lot, especially to people who love history.
Yeah.
So, can you share some background information about the terracotta warriors?
Yeah.
How many kinds are there, and the meanings of those terracotta?
Sure. Well, the end of the exhibition is the most famous part of the exhibition. It shows the terracotta warriors that were created for the first emperor of China, Qin Shi Huangdi, and he wanted to make sure that he had his army and his court for the afterlife. And so he recreated one-to-one examples of his court and his army. And so this is the famous part of the exhibition. But really what the exhibition is also about is the preceding 2,000 years of history of the various kingdoms that existed in the region. So I think for people who are interested not only in Chinese history, but in the greater Asian history, Vietnam and Korea and all those other neighboring kingdoms, is very interesting because it kind of shows you what was going on at the time and the dynamic and the influence of greater China in the region.
So, like Qin Shi Huangdi, we call him Tần Thủy Hoàng in Vietnamese, he's super popular and famous for united the country, having all the smaller tribes together.
Yes.
And And he's famous in both how he ruled the country and his ambitions of how
Yeah.
to achieve his goal.
Yeah.
There's a lot of controversial about him. Some they
Sure.
worship,
Yeah.
and also some they call him like a tyrant.
Oh
Right?
yeah, oh yeah, yeah. And I think you have to be a tyrant to unite so many kingdoms. You can't be only the nicest person, you know. So I think that's probably all those truths are real. Yeah.
Yeah, and for the terracotta warrior, do you know why? This the research, the historians, they have some kind of theory of why he has specifically make this army so unique, because
Sure.
he can make an army,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
just uniform, right?
yeah.
But why he make it so
So
unique,
different.
so
Yeah.
different?
Well, I think he wanted to represent the different parts of his empire. He was unique in uniting so many different parts and so many kingdoms. I think he wanted to show that he had people from the north and people from the south and the east and the west. He had older soldiers with a lot of experience. He had younger soldiers that were newly recruited. And the other thing is that this is for the afterlife. He took it very seriously. So he didn't want just uniformed soldiers. He wanted them to be real, because these were real soldiers. And so it's kind of interesting, because it tells you everything about the court. We have not only soldiers, we have acrobats, and we have people who ride horses, and we actually have animals that they train. So there's like every aspect of his court that's been represented in a one-to-one perfect representation.
And even he has his tomb, he has his army, he has
Yeah.
his court
Yeah.
in the to prepare for his afterlife.
Yeah, yeah.
But his actual tomb is still a mystery until nowadays. Nobody found it.
Well, we know that it's in the middle, and we've seen it, and they've used the technology to see what's inside it, but they're not sure if they can go inside without damaging it. The other thing is that there have been in the past writings. The Chinese scribes have written a lot of material over the years, and they describe the tomb as being in a ocean of silver. And they said, what does that mean? And then they found out when they recently sent technology down, they found that the silver was mercury. And so it was poison for anyone who broke in, as well as booby traps. It's like totally out of Indiana Jones. So they didn't want to go in because they might set things off or damage things, or even, heaven forbid, people will die. So they want to make sure that they know what they're doing before they go into the first emperor's tomb.
Wow, so that could be the next thing, like
Yeah.
try to find out as much as we could about what his intention was when
Yeah.
he designed the tomb that way, and also how he prepared for his future, the future generation of how people can preserve, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what's also interesting is that when you see the faces of the soldiers, you're looking as if you're looking at real people.
Yeah.
And they have all the features that a real human being has. So it's kind of like you're meeting someone who's 2,000 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Yes, I remember when you had the press conference a few weeks ago, and you had the actual soldier when he put on the uniform and he act just like the soldier 2,000 years ago. Can you share a bit more about that?
Yeah, we had two versions. We had a man who is the grandfather, as it were, of living terracotta soldiers.
Yeah.
So if you look at him, he can be a statue, but then he can move and become a real soldier. So we thought that was kind of a great way of promoting for kids and families and others. But then we also had uniforms, because the uniforms are colorful. So we had colorful uniforms where we had people wear them so that they have an idea of, oh my gosh, these, although they're made of terracotta, the real soldiers were colorful, and we wanted to give people a good idea of what they would encounter in real life.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sean, for your time. And
yes.
I hope that there will, to our show, there will be many guests that come to visit Bowers and to learn more about this wonderful exhibition.
I think it's a once in a lifetime opportunity for our community.
Yeah.
So.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dạ thưa quý vị, chúng ta vừa có phần phỏng vấn với lại tiến sĩ Sean O'Hara. Chúng tôi sẽ có những cái vị khách tiếp theo cùng tham gia vào chương trình này. Rất mong quý vị tiếp tục theo dõi chương trình. Xin cảm ơn quý vị.
Chương trình này được bảo trợ bởi
Family Joy, tổ ấm y tế của mọi gia đình, 714 898 0765.
Dạ thưa quý vị, chúng ta lại tiếp tục chương trình ở tại Bảo tàng BOWERS với bộ sưu tập rất đặc biệt những tượng lính bằng đất nung. Mà những tượng lính đất nung này như hồi nãy tiến sĩ Sean O'Hara có chia sẻ là cả 2.000 năm trước thời vua Tần Thủy Hoàng, thì quý vị có nghĩa là rất là cổ xưa rồi. Và những tượng đất nung này là được thu thập từ 5-6 viện bảo tàng ở tại Trung Quốc và đưa về triển lãm ở tại quận Cam của chúng ta tại thành phố Santa Ana. Thành ra là rất mong quý vị hãy nhân cơ hội này đến tham quan để tìm hiểu về những tượng đất nung mà được trưng bày, cũng như là lịch sử của Trung Quốc. Lịch sử của Trung Quốc, châu Á và Việt Nam chúng ta có rất là nhiều điểm tương đồng, và đặc biệt là các bạn trẻ cũng nên biết thêm, tìm hiểu về cái sự đa dạng và cũng yêu cái văn hóa của châu Á và những nét đặc biệt của lịch sử của chúng ta cũng như là lịch sử châu Á, và đặc biệt là những cái kiến thức về lịch sử cổ điển như thế này cũng sẽ giúp ích cho chúng ta rất nhiều trong cuộc sống. Và chúng tôi, vị khách tiếp theo chúng tôi phỏng vấn là tiến sĩ TJ, là một người phụ trách chuyên về khảo cổ, về chuyên môn những cái trưng bày của bảo tàng, và ông là người đóng góp rất nhiều trong việc đem những cái tượng lính đất nung này về bảo tàng BOWERS. So thank you so much, Dr. TJ, for joining us and to share your wonderful exhibition with the community. So can you tell us more, because I know that you are also the curator. So for the professionalism, can you share more about the impression, the interesting thing about these terracotta warriors?
Oh, thank you very much. First of all, thank you for coming to interview me. It's a pleasure to meet your audience on TV.
Yeah.
As you said, this show is really special, and we call it the World of Terracotta Warriors. And it's really about the new archaeological discovery from Shanxi, from the area where the terracotta warriors was exhibited over the past 2 decades in Shanxi, in the area. About 20% of this object, we have about 115 of them, more than 20 of them are national treasures from China. So it's very a rare opportunity for the American audience to see this object so close, right over here.
Yeah. So I know that this is not the first terracotta exhibition at BOWERS. We used to have one years before. So can you share the difference between that and this exhibition?
Yes, BOWERS hosted 2 exhibitions related to BOWERS, to the terracotta warriors. They involved terracotta warriors. The first one 2008, second one is 2011. But this one is completely different. The first one focused exclusively on terracotta warriors. The second one traced the influence of the Qing dynasty, the terracotta warrior, to the later 2 dynasties, the Han and Tang. But this one we are looking back from the terracotta warrior time, 2,000 years ago, to another 2,000 years before them, which is beyond any historical dynasty in China. We start from actually pre-history, 4,300 years ago. So this is the time span is different. But more importantly, most of these objects, 115 of them, are new discoveries. So they never came to the United States before. Actually, they never traveled outside of the Shanxi province. Yes.
Wow.
That's why we call them new archaeological discovery.
So, like you mentioned, these exhibits, these objects, these artifacts, they never travel outside of China. Then how can BOWERS convince them and they allow Bowers to have these. This must be wonderful.
This is indeed very fortunate, and we are privileged to be able to work with our Chinese collaborators to bring them here, because our theme is the new archaeological discoveries. We want something new, and they are great. So we choose the object to reflect the subject, the theme of this exhibition. So we're very grateful to our collaborators. We involved 6 museums in China, and the Chinese government approved it.
Wow.
So it's an honor.
Yeah. Yes. So as a curator, historians, archaeologists like Yoro, can you share with the viewers the impacts of these terracotta warrior to the world? Because we dig out something thousands and thousands of years ago, and why is that, and what were the findings from those?
This is the charm of archaeology. Like archaeology in every other place in the world, that archaeology can reveal the unknown history, can make people surprised. But more importantly, archaeology bring the history face to face to people, the real object. You're not just reading the books, the texts. You come here to look at the real historical object. So Terracotta Warrior, of course, since 1974, they surprised the whole world. But more than that, Terracotta Warrior pit are only part of the first emperor's mausoleum complex. There are only 3 Terracotta Warrior pits, but the mausoleum complex has 180 of them so far, more than 100 of them. Each pit has artifact, has object. So here we show the Terracotta Warriors, but behind us, there's 2 bronze chariot and horses. They are from another pit. The pit just have these 2 chariot and horses. And over there, we have the acrobat. That's from another pit. So the emperor, just all this new discovery, give us a very vivid picture of the first emperor in China, how he envisioned his lifetime, afterlife. But his afterlife, all this stuff reflect what he had in his lifetime. And without this, we have no idea. Nobody recorded.
So this is like the story, the history, but it's come to real life.
Come to real life, and that was not recorded by any historians. Nobody recorded that.
Yeah.
This emperor was buried with all of this stuff, and nobody knows actually what the people of that time looked like. A lot of later artists tried to portray this first emperor and the people of that time. They are not even close to what we see today from the Terracotta Warriors.
Yeah. So for example, this chariot,
Yes.
I believe this is not for the emperor because it's kind of small. So can you share what we found from this chariot?
It is for his soul, for his spirit to travel. They are half size.
Okay.
They are half size of the real chariot. Actually, this is a part of his, his whole chariot groups. During his lifetime, he will use the chariot behind this one, to travel. Huge, very elaborate decorated. And this one is for, to make sure nobody in front of it. And if you look at how the driver look like, he's fully dressed up. And he also have all kinds of weapons, all of the weapons that he needed.
Wow.
If there is a fight.
Somebody want to assassinate him, then
attack him.
that can fight back.
But you have to drive 4 horses.
Yeah.
It's not easy to drive 4 horses. Yeah.
Right.
So this is 2,200 years ago, the artisan made all this sculpture. It's a wonderful art piece. In addition to the historical significance, it's a wonderful sculpture.
Yeah.
You can make any contemporary artist surprised.
Right, and I'm also very surprised to see the details on these. Just look at the horse. It's like the real horse.
It is.
Smaller size,
Yeah.
but the detail, the face, the mane, the body, the legs, it just looks like a real horse.
Yeah. So art historians regarded these two sculptures as the peak of Chinese bronze sculptures. Nobody surpassed them before, and nobody can even get close to this kind of detail between the first emperor and now.
Yeah.
So it's really wonderful.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Dr. TJ. We learned so much from you, and we hope that next exhibitions we will have the opportunity to share with the viewers what those wonderful exhibitions that BOWERS will have.
Oh, thank you very much. My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. Dạ thưa quý vị, chúng tôi xin dừng chương trình phỏng vấn với tiến sĩ TJ và sẽ có một vị khách mời rất đặc biệt tiếp theo. Xin quý vị tiếp tục đón xem. Cảm ơn quý vị.
Chương trình này được bảo trợ bởi
Family Joy, tổ ấm y tế của mọi gia đình, 714 898 0765.
Chương trình này được bảo trợ bởi
Family Joy, tổ ấm y tế của mọi gia đình, 714 898 0765.
Và cảm ơn quý vị tiếp tục theo dõi chương trình phóng sự đặc biệt của chúng tôi tại Viện Bảo tàng BOWERS. Hiện đang có một bộ sưu tập rất đặc biệt là tượng lính đất nung đến từ Trung Quốc, và điểm đặc biệt của những tượng lính đất nung này là trước thời vua Tần Thủy Hoàng đến 2.000 năm, có nghĩa là tuổi thọ của những cái tượng lính này đã trên 4.000 năm rồi thưa quý vị. Và bên Viện Bảo tàng BOWERS đã có cơ hội làm việc với chính quyền Trung Quốc và từ 6 viện bảo tàng khác nhau để đem bộ sưu tập này đến tại quận Cam của chúng ta. Thành ra rất mong là quý vị hãy dành thời gian để cùng đến tham quan và tìm hiểu. Và vị khách mời kế tiếp của chúng tôi là bà Harriet Harris, là một vị khách đến Viện Bảo tàng cũng tham quan tượng lính đất nung. Và trước đây bà cũng là một thành viên trong hội đồng của Viện Bảo tàng BOWERS. Thank you so much, Harriet, for joining our show. Thank you. So can you share with the viewers a little bit about yourself and why you're coming here with this exhibition?
Well, I'm very interested in the terracotta warriors. I was in China in 1981 and did not get a chance to see them. So when they came here, when I knew they were coming here, I brought my family and friends. There are 6 of us who came today, and we're very excited. I was on the board of BOWERS Museum from 1984 to 1994, was a part of the Blue Ribbon Committee that did the expansion here. So I'm very interested in keeping touch with BOWERS, and also, but this very important exhibition was why I came.
Thank you so much for all your contribution to BOWERS. You've been volunteer on the board for 10 years.
Yes.
So back then, I believe we haven't brought any of these exhibitions,
No,
right?
it was more local at that time, and we were very ambitious, wanting to do the expansion. I was part of the group that oversaw the expansion of this new wing.
Wow. And since you left BOWERS, do you see a lot of change in management, in exhibition, and in the patrons that come to the BOWERS?
Tremendous change. It was always our hope that the BOWERS would become international and be famous, not just a local museum. And they've done that, and they've achieved that in many, many ways. It's just a beautiful exhibition, too. Did you enjoy it? Have you seen it?
I love it.
Yes,
I absolutely love it.
just amazing.
Yes, and I also have the opportunity to work with BOWERS on different projects. And besides working with Little Saigon TV, I also work full time for the city of Santa Ana, where we home this wonderful museum. So that's why I cannot be more proud to be here and to share my love for the work that I've done, the work that the BOWERS that I'm promoting, and I would just love it. I'm blown away with all these wonderful works and hearing the story from Dr. Sean, Dr. TJ about those challenging. And they only have 1.5 years to bring this exhibit to us. It makes us even more valuable.
I think it's one of the most amazing achievements that has ever been done at Bowers Museum and in the world, to have these wonderful soldiers here. It's just amazing.
Yeah, so as a non-Asian, we're coming to this exhibition. Can you share with the viewers what you think about the exhibition?
I think everyone needs to come and see it. I think it's really a part of history that goes back beyond our own ability to comprehend how many thousands of years it has been that this beautiful work was created. It's just mind-boggling. You don't want to miss it, trust me. Everyone needs to come.
Thank you so much. And I've seen that you and your family and your friend came and really admire all the works. And I didn't have time, but just a quick glance, a quick look at these artifacts, my mind just blown away. Like, how on earth 4,000 years ago
Correct.
was the technology? How could they create these works, right?
There are some miracles we don't know about. We think we know so much. There is so much that has gone before us that is just priceless and clever and amazing. And I don't know how they did it either, but I feel very humble.
Yeah, and for the younger generation, most of them not into history, most of them not into the culture, because they live the way of their life is just so fast, and they rely so much on internet and technology. But I realize that they miss a big piece of life if they don't know. I don't enjoy and learn about this, right?
I'm going to make sure that my grandchildren I'm going to bring them to see this, because it is just very, very amazing.
Yes, that's definitely the
Don't miss
message.
it, folks. It's the best thing in town.
Yeah, so I totally agree with you. That's why we try to come here. We don't. I have Dr. Sean on my TV show a few times. He came to the station to do the interview. I say, no, this one, we have to do it on site.
Right.
We have to record it, and we have to share the good news, because how could you miss this? This is such
This
a
is
wonderful.
history in the making.
Yeah.
This is some of the most amazing history in the world today and ever.
Yeah, and you mentioned that you've been in China before.
I was in China in 1981, and I did not get a chance to get to Xi'an to see them. So I knew that I had to come now. And my daughter-in-law was there in 1982, and she got to see them there. But she came today. We are blown away that we could act. They were in the pit then. Now they're up and standing for our viewing pleasure. So it's an amazing opportunity that you have to see them face to face.
Yes. So, as a regular patron at Bowers, is there anything else special about Bowers that you would like to share with the viewers?
Well, it's our community museum, and I think everyone should come and learn about the history of Orange County, as well as all the other cultures they bring here from time to time. It's an amazing place.
Yeah, and you were on the board of Bowers before. So now, if you have opportunity to work with them again, would you?
I might do that. Yeah, I'm getting pretty old. But I'm never too old for Bowers.
Doesn't matter, age doesn't matter, right?
No, right.
So for this kind of thing, because you see these,
Yes.
they're 4,300 years ago. Yeah,
right. So I feel like a young woman next to them.
yeah, it's so wonderful, and I think it's meant to be when you came today, and we also set up.
It's amazing. I
Yeah.
feel like there's somehow it was meant to be that I would meet you and that we could share our stories of the beautiful Bowers Museum and the Asian culture that has been brought here that's not to be missed.
Yes. So again, this is a wonderful exhibition. People should never miss that, because we do not have this very
That's
often.
correct.
So please come, please join and share with your friends and your family. And we hope that you can see it just like we do and share the good news with everybody. And
You will not be sorry.
yeah, and any last message you want to share with the
I would
viewers?
just say, she.
She.
And Come on.
Thank you so much, Harriet. It's a wonderful pleasure meeting you, and I wish you and your family all the best. Enjoy the exhibition, and hopefully we have the opportunity to work with you if you return to Bowers, because I'm working for the city of Santana, and we work with Bowers all the time.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much. Dạ thưa quý vị, chúng tôi rất cảm ơn quý vị đã dành thời gian theo dõi chương trình, và một lần nữa rất mong quý vị hãy tìm hiểu và đến tham quan vần triển lãm tượng lính đất nung đến từ Trung Quốc. Những tượng lính đất nung này đã trên 4.000 năm rồi thưa quý vị. Một lần nữa cảm ơn quý vị đã theo dõi chương trình và hãy đến tham quan tại Viện Bảo tàng Bowers. Cảm ơn quý vị. Xin kính chào và hẹn gặp lại trong những chương trình sắp tới.
Chương trình này được bảo trợ bởi
Family Joy, tổ ấm y tế của mọi gia đình, 714 898 0765.
Chương trình này được bảo trợ bởi
Family Joy, tổ ấm y tế của mọi gia đình, 714 898 0765.
Rất cảm ơn quý vị đã dành thời gian theo dõi chương trình. Chúng tôi rất mong được gặp lại quý vị trong những chương trình sắp tới. Xin kính chào, tạm biệt và hẹn gặp lại.
Chương trình này được bảo trợ bởi
Family Joy tổ ấm y tế của mọi gia đình 714 898 0765.